All right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight. So I would like to request a motion to call our meeting to order.
Councilmember Philip Emirates, I'll make the motion to begin the town hall meeting on June 11th, 2024 at 7:05 PM.
I second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Great. And I'll go ahead and take a roll call. So just say your name and your wards, or just your name. Ward 1,
TJ Jenkins present.
Ward 2,
Allison Pages.
Ward 3,
Philip Emirates, present.
Ward 4.
Fanny Roque.
Great. Thank you so much. And now I'll invite everyone to stand up to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Great, thank you. So for this evening, on the agenda, we have our presentations. And that includes the Lara C. Lott Grant presentation, Scholarship Award presentation. We have Greenville here this evening. And then we have our consent agenda, which includes the approval of our minutes from May 8th and May 21st. We then have the department operation reports, the treasurer's report, public safety, town administrator, public works. We'll have the mayor's report, and then we'll have the council members' reports and concerns. We'll open this up for resident comments. We then will move into action. Under action, is this where we can go ahead and place the summer and winter breaks? Okay, so I'm gonna amend, currently it says new business none, but I'd like to go ahead and add the summer and winter break. And then we have unfinished business, which is the codification. And then we'll adjourn. So I'd like to request a motion to approve the agenda.
I move to, can I remove the public safety and code compliance from the consent agenda?
You're just approving this for now. When we get to the consent agenda, you can go ahead and do that.
Okay, I move to accept the agenda as read.
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Great, thank you. So let's go ahead and start the presentation. So we have the Lara C. Lott grant presentation. So Delegate Fennell and everyone involved, please come up to the mic.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Council. What a wonderful day. When you was asking in reference to the opening to make a motion, I almost forgot. I was sitting there at one time and I started saying, I'm sorry. So it was really funny. Dan and Tracy, it's always a pleasure to see each and every one of you that's here, and to the citizens and visitors. We have two checks on the behalf of Senator Augustine, Julian Ivey, and myself. We have two checks that's going to be presented. The mayor met with us. Was it just last year? Greg and Mayor Casanas met with us in reference to a dream. And, you know, in a dream that's going to become a reality. And then the other one, I called and told her about. So the first presentation we're going to do is going to be a check in reference to the meeting that we had in reference to Lawson Park. She came and actually came here and we met and talked about the ideas and the dream that she wanted to do in reference to Lawson Park. And so she requested $500,000. So we're here today to present to the mayor, council, staff, citizen, $500,000. And we would like Lisa and the team to come up in reference to, because this young lady sat outside my door. But I could never turn her away. Could never turn them away in reference to, so you have a phenomenal team that represents you or when you come to Annapolis, because I could never turn that face away. I mean, I would have so many people that's at my door, but I would let her in. So come on up. Oh, come on. And we also have Monica, who's the chief of staff for Julian Ivy. Senator Augustine was here earlier, so we was able to present then earlier. But before we have the Robert Yost Park, we're gonna do the Larceny Park. So we're gonna have you all to come, mayor, council, staff, and everybody that was involved. Thank you so much. Council, please, please, this is for the town. This is for you guys. Come on up. I'm gonna read the check on the behalf of, actually, Jeff, you come on and read the check while I'm over here, and then we're gonna do it that way, okay?
Okay.
Can you read them?
I can read.
I'm telling you, I am actually telling you, I have so many people that come to my office and ask, this one here. I don't know, this one here, and the reason why, because it's so much, and it's nice to see. This one here is- And I told you.
Okay, I'll read it. Soon as Chief Stone gets in the photo. The Maryland General Assembly, Senator Malcolm Augustine, Delegate Donna Fennell, Delegate Julian Ivy, paid to the order of the town of Colmar Manor $500,000 on June the 11th, 2024 for Larceny Park, District 47A.
So this is not an abstract plan, it's someone else. And before let me do this before yet again, you know, as I stated before with the state of Maryland, this almost didn't happen. This was a surprise. And when I received a call from my good friend Jocelyn Collins and saying that we want to do the kaboom, and can we do it in Colmar? Sure we can. I'm not the mayor now. I was like, sure we can. I said, but I know that Greg, I think you've been working on it. Greg has been working on it. And they hit a couple locations. And I said, oh, sure we can. Yeah, okay, let me call. I think I called you first, Greg, and I got in touch with the mayor. I said, we're gonna get this done. And so this was the ask, and I just want to say, and Jeff is gonna read it out as we're taking pictures. And Wanda, wonderful. Kayla, wonderful. What a wonderful venture in reference to be seeing this coming to fruition in October. Okay.
I'm ready. Kaboom. Kaboom. So this is check number 2 from the Maryland General Assembly, paid to the order of the town of Colmar Manor, $150,000. June 11, 2024, Robert Yost Park, District 47A, from Senator Malcolm Augustine, Delegate Diana Fennell, and Delegate Julian Ivy.
So I want to say, I'm gonna leave now, but I can't wait to come back again for the, both of the ribbon. I can't wait. I can't wait. And then I also can't wait to come for Blues Park too. Take care. Have a good one. Thank y'all so much.
We have more people that we're inviting up to for presentations.
I just been getting my summons by the chief of staff, Julian's chief of staff. Thank you. You want to announce it? She won. Okay. So, June the 22nd, District 47 is having a health fair at Bunker Hill Fire Station from 10 to 2 to 3. I told somebody else didn't know, but it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a lot of people that's out there, and I'm going to bring Dejanay up because I think she's the lead person in doing this. So try to get this information to you. So
Yes,
come on,
thank you.
and then the other events too.
Thank you, Delegate Fennell. Hello, my name is Dejanay Fennell. I'm a resident of Colmar Manor. So the health fair is going to be in collaboration with District 47 and Good Intentions Foundation, also Councilmember Juanita Fisher. It's going to be from 10 to 3 at Bunker Hill Fire Station in Brentwood, Maryland. A special announcement that we do have is that we have Chief Ayers from Cottage City. He's going to be picking up residents and seniors at the town of Colmar Manor at 9:30 to transport them to Bunker Hill Fire Station, and he will be bringing them back at 3 o'clock, or I think at any time they would like to leave. He will make arrangements for that. Thank you. The date is June 22nd. Oh, and I also have another special announcement. So Good Intentions Foundation is partnering with Delegate Donna Fennell for her community give back, which she hosts every year around her birthday time to give back to the community, providing school supplies, school essentials, and just a fun community day ending the summer. So that's going to be August 3rd at the Bladensburg Waterfront Park. It's going to be a nice, fun event. It's going to be concerts, food, games, activities, resources, and that's going to be from 10 to 7 p.m. at the Bladensburg Waterfront Park. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Monica, did you want to come up and say? Monica, did you want to come up and say anything?
Hi, everyone. My name is Monica Young. District 47 is going to be hosting a picnic, their District 47 night on October the 5th at the Bladensburg High School. I'm so sorry, Bladensburg Waterfront, more information to come, but save the date for October 5th.
Ooh, thank you so much. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, and thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for Kaboom. Thank you for all of the support that you show the town of Colmar Manor. I'm directing it to Welda and her team. Thank you so much, Welda Ramos. We really appreciate it. I would now like to call up Greenwell Oh, and yes, and I'm calling you up after I call up Greenwell. Okay, great. Let's get them out of the way. and everybody's scholarship. So Greenwell, do you want to come up and just introduce yourselves and then I'll call up Kaboom.
So Greenwell Consulting, we're your team in Annapolis. We've made introductions. Congratulations. Look forward to working with you. Really want to say we don't take it for granted being your lobbyists in Annapolis. It's something we take with pride in representing this town and Colmar Manor and representing you. So thank you so much for that opportunity. We just wanted to give a quick presentation on some of the things that happened during the session. Again, they passed a $63 billion budget this year that had a big structural deficit that they dealt with all session. They were able to get it closed, of course. I think a lot of that, as I tell folks, had to do with the governor the last 2 weeks saying he was going to extend session if they didn't get it done. So they got it done. They passed a package of about $91 million in tobacco taxes and related taxes. That's how they closed a lot of the structural deficit this past session. Again, a lot of the governor's initiatives, juvenile justice, public safety and transportation, education, the blueprint, some of the main topics that he honed in on this year. A lot of the budget went towards those items. But again, as you can see from our success with the LBI and other things, we're very proud of the accomplishments this session. And Leslie will tell you more about our legislative accomplishments and bills.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. So as you all heard, one of the initiatives we worked on this session was the Laracy Park project. I think Delegate Fennell did a better job than I would in explaining the LBI, but I just wanted to add and thank Mayor Casañas and Greg for coming up to Annapolis this session for just a day to see what the legislators do, how the voting happens. I think it's always great when elected officials come up because it gives an opportunity for you to see how fast things move and just get a better idea of how it is. It also gave them opportunity to talk to the legislators more about this project, which I thank you all because things moved quickly and you all were very flexible. And we do look forward to having some more of you up there next session. In addition to the funding initiative, we also monitored a number of bills. As you may have heard, there were about 3,000 bills introduced this session. A large number of those were pre-filed, which means they're guaranteed a hearing. So the legislators definitely had their hands full, but today I'm going to just summarize a few bills that I think are of importance to the town, especially as we plan for the interim. The first one is the pretty major bill for the town. It's Senate Bill 659, which is regarding the Prince George's Gateway Development Authority. Back in 2023, that's when we first started working on this bill with Senator Augustine and Delegate Ivy. And what this bill did is it had 5 municipalities be part of this authority. And the 5 municipalities will be able to have a designee on the board, and you will be able to have applications come in for certain economic development projects, and together you'll approve them, and there will hopefully be reoccurring funding moving forward to help support these projects. So this was a pretty big initiative as there isn't one like this in this area. Another one is in Baltimore City that's similar to this. So pretty big accomplishment, especially because this year, Senator Augustine brought back the bill to make some modifications. The modification allows the County Redevelopment Authority to assist the Department of Housing and Community Development in assisting the authority with operations. So this is to help with any efficiency and just bring in this collaborative approach from the state, county, and local level. In addition to those changes, we also did see an allocation of $500,000 for this authority. This is the first allocation that they've received since being formed in 2023. So it was definitely a big accomplishment. Senator Augustine took the lead with bringing in that bill. Mayor Casañas was able to submit testimony on this. So again, we thank you for participating in that. And we do expect some updates in the upcoming months, so we'll keep you posted on that. But again, a reminder is that the mayor or a designee has a place on the board. The next bill is Senate Bill 14. This was a pretty popular bill this session. It did have support from a number of municipalities and the Maryland Municipal League. What this bill does is it authorizes municipalities to designate a tourism zone, and you would be able to have certain tax exemptions for enterprises that are specifically for tourism. And the next bill is one that caused an uproar, which is Senate Bill 747. This is regarding the audit bill. So municipalities that were at least a year behind on audits would have had to face certain penalties. Originally, the bill had language that said that 20% of police aid would be able to be taken away. And that was what caused the uproar. Many municipalities and even counties thought that this could cause big issues due to the police shortages, the budget cuts that municipalities have seen. So a lot of mayors came together, including Mayor Casañas, to testify for an amendment in this bill. So through the advocacy, we did see them remove it, and they also extended it so that it didn't apply to any audits prior to fiscal year 2024. So that was definitely a great accomplishment seen. The next two bills are pilot programs that are specific to Prince George's County. The first one is for stop sign monitoring systems, and the next one is for noise abatement systems. So we've been seeing a lot of issues throughout the county with both of these things. If the town is interested in participating in these pilot programs, please reach out to us and we'll set up a meeting to walk you through on how exactly that works and how to get involved. Almost down here, I'm sorry, I know it's a lot of bills, but the next one is Senate Bill 148. This one is regarding the flood management grant program. What they did this year is they specified that 40% of the funding has to go to underserved or overburdened areas. So if the town does qualify for that, we definitely recommend letting us know so we can get involved in this, because they allocated $20 million for fiscal year 2026 for these grant programs. House Bill 2, this one is more of a county bill, but I just wanted to put it in your radar. This will allow counties to establish a subclass of real property. This will be for vacant, blighted properties, properties that are seen unfit for use, and this would allow for there to be a special tax rate on those. This was supported by Governor Moore because there's a big issue with blighted properties across the state, and it's hard to bring owners to the table. So definitely something to keep monitoring. And the last two bills are work groups that are specific to Prince George's County. There will be a work group that will study independent innovation, and another work group to help study health and wellness initiatives in the county. So those are just a few of the bills that I wanted to highlight today. I'm happy to answer any questions at the end, or if any questions come up at a later time, always feel free to reach out to us. But other than that, in terms of next steps, we will be reaching out soon to set up our priorities meeting, just to go over what will be the priorities for the interim and next session, because we do like to start early. But I will stop there and answer any questions.
Specific bills.
No.
Does anyone else have any comments from council? Okay, I just want to again say thank you so much for all of the work that we've been doing together for the past, is it 2 years? A year and a half, something like that?
2 years now.
So thank you for all the preparation and all the meetings that you've had with us, all the invitations to come and actually speak to the assembly, and all of the ideas that you also bring and the support that you give our town. And this includes all the text messages, all the phone calls, all the meetings, all of the updates. I just want to say I really appreciate you guys. And Leslie, I think that you're amazing. So just thank you for all of the work. And we produced this year. You produced for us this year. We got $500,000. That's amazing. So just thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're just so excited to continue working with you. And we have a list. We have a list for the next session. So thank you. And I look forward to working with you and seeing you in Ocean City.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
We enjoy
Thank
working with you all.
All right, thank you. So I would like to invite Kaboom.
Good evening, Mayor, Town Council, and residents of Colmar Manor. As we were introduced, we are Kaboom. We are the national nonprofit dedicated to ending place-based inequity. So we partner with towns like Colmar Manor across the country to bring kids safe and accessible play spaces that create a sense of belonging and a place where a kid can just be a kid. So as you heard, we received $150 from Delegate Fennell, Delegate Ivy, as well as Senator Augustine to build a replacement park at Robert Yost Park in the community. And we want to make sure that it is community designed. So now that we have the money, we are looking for feedback from the community so that we can make sure that the final playground design that goes at the park is designed by you all, for you all. So we are officially kicking off that process with our place-based vision survey. I have left some flyers over on the table in both English and Spanish for folks who are interested in providing feedback about how you like to play, how your kids like to play, and what exactly you all would like to see at the park. I will also be working with the mayor and the town council to set up a in-person design event where we can gather the community, gather the kids in the community so that we can get all of the feedback from everyone and make sure that we have a chance to hear from everybody in the community about what you all would like to see. Translate that back, bring you designs that you guys get to choose from. And then whichever design is selected by the town is what we will build in October. If you go to the QR code, there is a QR code that will take you to the vision survey. If you are interested in attending the in-person design event, please leave your name, email, so that I can make sure that I get that information out to you all. And if anyone has any questions or would like to connect with me, at the end of the survey is my email address so that we can connect directly and make sure that I answer any questions you all have, gather any feedback, and serve as a resource for you all. So this will not be the last time you see me. If you have any questions or anything or want to make sure that I know about the park, please feel free to check out the survey and gather my email address. I'll be happy to talk with you all. And hopefully I look forward to seeing you all in the next couple of weeks for our design event so that we can officially kick off the project.
Quick question.
Yes.
The state's portion was 150,000, but how much is the entire project?
I actually do not know the entire total of the project itself. We are still currently working on finalizing budgets with the Maryland National Capital Parks and Planning Commission. But if that's of interest with the council, I can connect with the partners, see once we get the final budgets, we can share those numbers out with you all.
Okay.
So I wanted to let you know that we have a giant map of the town. Like it's a big map. Like it's the size of a volleyball court. And we actually invited the town to color in their house. So we can definitely use that as a place to start having these conversations for the park.
Absolutely.
So I already have, like, the wheels are turning in my head.
We can
So-
connect. We can connect. I promise. I'm sure your email address is easily findable. I'll reach out to you this week and we can get those conversations rolling about how we can best engage the residents so that
Alright.
it can be creative, fun, and exciting.
This is exciting. Thank you so much. Are there any questions from council?
Yeah, can you send over the digital copy of that so we can add
Absolutely.
to our website for residents?
Absolutely. I will gather email addresses online and I'll make sure that I get it over to you all this week.
Greg is the point person for that.
Lovely. I'll find Greg's email.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
All right, yay. And then I don't think we have any other presentations. However, we have the most important presentations. And these are for the scholarship award winners. So we, as a town, have a scholarship program that we have every year. So I want to say congratulations to the scholarship winners in your academic success, your passion, your dedication to your schoolwork, for persevering in the schoolwork, because I know that's not easy. And the awardees or the people that applied, they were tasked with writing an essay on a couple of different things. So I know that in regards to essays, so the three winners are Justin Tubilla, who is going to the University of Maryland and is obtaining a bachelor's in computer science. And Justin interviewed his grandmother, Lilia Tubilla. Is that correct? Yeah, thank you. And then Eva Comamo from University of Maryland is obtaining a bachelor's in education, and she interviewed her dad, Romel. And then Caleb wrote an awesome essay as well. And he just talked about living in Colmar Manor, and he spoke to his dad, he spoke to his family, and just gave more about what it's like living in Colmar Manor and the history. So thank you so much. I'm planning on adding these to our website and then putting them out on Facebook and on our social media. But I want to thank you all for applying. So we have the awards here. So Justin, Eva, and Caleb, and whoever is with them, please come to the front so that we can go ahead and award you the scholarships of money.
Yeah, I'm so proud of this kid.
So the first person is Justin Tubilla. So thank you so much. How much are they receiving? So about 500 something dollars. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Here is your certificate of achievement. And why don't you take a picture of them first?
Oh,
And then I want to take a picture.
Maybe when all three of them are done.
Chief, you need to be up here because you help with the scholarship program. Chief, you need to be up here. Yes, and then we'll take a picture with the entire council. Oh, thank you.
special. I used to be a teacher. This is a big deal.
All right, thank you. Next up is Caleb. Thank you so much for being here. All right, are you the dad that he spoke to and that's in the essay? Yeah, come on up. All right.
This is a good picture.
Let me give this to you. Yeah, one of the family. Oh. That's a good looking family. Okay, next up is Eva Comamo. And the award is being accepted by her parents because I'm assuming she's either in school or working. She's working, yes. That's the life of a college student. All right, so, and I'd like to call everyone to come up and let's take a group photo together with the council.
Oh, shoot, this isn't that seat.
All right, so now, thank you to all the families and the scholarship award awardees. Continue doing well in school. And just if you're interested, we're having a end of school foam party on Thursday at the Larissy lot. You might be too cool for a foam party, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And you don't have to stay for the entire meeting. If you wanna leave, you're welcome to. And we're always looking for interns, just FYI, we're always looking for interns in case you're interested, or if you want to do service hours for anyone else that's watching. I'd like to go ahead now and move over to the consent agenda. So as I mentioned before, we have the approval of the minutes for May 8th, May 21st. We have the department operations reports, the town administrator and public works, treasurer's report from May 2024, public safety code compliance. So if there's anything that any of the council members want to discuss in regards to the consent agenda, please let us know.
I'm requesting to have the public safety and code compliance removed from the consent agenda.
Okay,
I'd also like to request that the treasurer's report be pulled from the consent agenda. I have just a couple quick questions about it.
okay. So let's go ahead and do we address those first and then we? Okay, so why don't you go ahead, Councilmember Jenkins, and address your questions?
So I think this is a good transition in celebrating our town. I just want to say congratulations to Miss Blue. She graduated from the Citizens Academy, yep, in Bladensburg. It was a really nice event, and hopefully we can transition that knowledge into the things that we do around town. Generally speaking. The other thing I wanted to pay close attention to was the code enforcement activities. I think we are moving in a positive direction, and hopefully the actions we take as a council moving forward will only add to this. So for those reasons, I wanted to separate them from the consent agenda just for acknowledgements. That's all.
Next up, Councilmember Emirates.
Yes, I have just a couple questions for the town treasurer, just as I continue to very slowly learn how to read this budget readout and just trying to understand some of the changes. Looking at the report that we have before us for May 2024 compared with April 2024, there were just a couple line items in the unreserved funds and the ARPA funds, and I just wanted to understand what it cost some of the changes. So the budget for the unreserved funds is currently at $626,192. It's about $6.6 thousand less than it was last month. I know that we had taken a motion in our previous meeting to allocate about $2,000 from the unreserved funds to account for some new trash cans, but I was wondering if you could explain the difference for the other 4.6 thousand or so that's changed in that budget amount.
I don't have that right in front of me, but it was the adjustments out of there are related to motions made by the council at some point during the prior months. I can't recall what those are off the top of my head, but I'm happy to get those to you. One of them you just explained, you know, you're here for that motion. I'd have to look back and see what the other ones are.
Got it. Understood. Thank you. I'll send you a follow-up email about it. And then the other item, again, you may not have the answer right now, but I just was looking through the ARPA funds and I saw that in the street repairs line item 6368, the expenditure had increased by 46,000 compared to the previous month, and the budget line for it had increased by 12.6 thousand. I just wanted to sort of understand there why the budget amount total was increased, and was that an expected $46,000 to be spent in a month, or was that unplanned?
Yeah, so with the prior council, there were two extra work orders that the contractor performed that increased the amount of this contract. Those were brought before the prior council and approved. And therefore, the budget was adjusted for those amounts in order to account for those additional change orders.
Was that related to the changes that were made, like the new cement being laid at some of the intersections and then some rework that needed to be done?
The rework was all done under the punch list. So this was just additional work outside of the original contract that needed to be done in order for specific areas of the town to be done correctly.
Understood.
They were not seen when the original contract was put out to bid.
Understood. And do we anticipate more costs? Is that potentially going to go up more, or has that now been fully completed?
Yeah, it has been fully completed. Therefore, you see the total amount paid or expended through May at $467,916 equals the amount of the budget, and that contract has been closed out.
Perfect. Thank you.
Can I ask a follow-up on, so punch list or change order?
The $12,000 was a change order, and that was approved by council. The work that you saw being done over, it was probably a few weeks ago, but it was over a couple-week period. That was punch list based on a list of items that we came up with after reviewing all their work in order for it to be done according to contract.
And they charge us for punch lists?
No.
Okay, that's good.
No, the additional 12,000 was additional work outside of the original contract.
Okay, I misheard that.
Sorry. And so just to clarify, because the expenses had increased by a total of 46,000. So 12,000 of that was the change order. And then the other 34 was just like the outstanding amount on the previous contract.
Correct. That was the retention or the amount. We withheld 10% of their contract until the time where they corrected any outstanding punch list work.
Perfect.
So they completed the punch list work, the council approved the extras, and then the total of that is the full expense difference between the two reports.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so if there are no other questions, I'd like to request a motion to approve the consent agenda.
TJ Jenkins, Ward 1. I move to accept the consent agenda as written.
Councilmember Philip Emmerich, I'll second that motion.
Aye. I'll go ahead and take a vote. Yeah, so everyone who approves, say aye, please. Aye. All right. No one dissents. And so now we'll go ahead and go into the mayor's report. So I'll go ahead and share my screen.
So.
Great. So I'll go ahead and start with some of the events that we just hosted. So in May, we hosted a Mother's Day tea time. So we actually invited all the moms to come out, and we treated them to a bevy of teas and little canapes and little snacks. And we also made some like headbands, fascinators. And that was really a nice time to spend with the moms and to celebrate them. In June, the beginning of June, we hosted a pride flag raising. So we came to the town hall and we raised the pride flag. We said a couple of words. We had a couple of different representatives, including a former council member that introduced the resolution for pride, and so that was very nice. And then in June, we also hosted the Laracy Spark event. So the Laracy Spark event was in collaboration with the Park and Planning Commission, and in conjunction also with everyone who's trying, well, the team that's trying to gather feedback for the Port Town Sector Plan. And the vision of it was not only to collect feedback about the port towns and the sector plan, because that's very important to get your feedback, but it was also a creative placemaking event. So what creative placemaking means is reimagining space in your community. So space that maybe doesn't look so great or that you have ideas for. And the whole purpose of this is, instead of traveling to go to DC or to go to Virginia, why not stay here, shop local, and recreate locally and enjoy your community? And so that was the vision for this event. So we were able to get a shipping container and some tables and umbrellas, and Starbucks was involved. We had some vendors, we had food, we had an ice cream truck, we had music. So it was really a beautiful event. And that's just the beginning of what that park is going to look like. So just to also give you a heads up, so Laracy Park, we have a rendering, we have a design for it. So that's why we received $500,000 for it, because it will be redeveloped. And the way that I envision it and the way that we've been envisioning this is going to be a town plaza. It's going to be a plaza for everyone to convene. It's going to have landscaping. It's going to have a paved pavements. It's going to have a little park for the kids, and it'll have space for food trucks and for music. So this is going to be, for all intents and purposes, PG County's plaza. So you'll drive into Maryland, and we are the first stop in Prince George's County, and people are going to see this plaza, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to have activity, and it's also a way not only to celebrate community, and not only for Colmar Manor, but for Cottage City too. But it's also a way to help our small business entrepreneurs. So if there are local vendors, if there are food trucks, if there are crafters, this is the place for you to vend and to start your small business. So that was the Laracy Spark event. And thank you to, obviously, our staff. Thank you to Greg. Thank you to Ilhan. Thank you to Chief. Thank you to everyone that was a part of making this come to fruition. Thank you to the council members that attended. And this is just the beginning for Laracy Park. In regards to meetings and some administrative updates and initiatives and projects, so as you can tell, we have a brand new council, and a lot of the work that we'll be doing in the next couple of months is onboarding our new council. So sometimes, like for example, last week our work session took a while because they're getting educated on what it means to be a council member and the work that we've been doing for the past couple of years, and getting educated on the town. So we've been doing a lot of onboarding with the council. We met yesterday as well. We met last night to discuss their roles. We met an hour before this meeting to kind of discuss what our work priorities are, to put on a schedule. So there's continuing to be like many meetings, and we'll be hosting a retreat in July. We're going to be going to the Maryland Municipal League Summer Conference in a couple weeks. So that's something that we've really been focusing on lately. In regards to administrative updates, thank you to Ilhan and office staff. Because of the interest in the Laracy lot, we've been getting a lot of food vendors that are interested, food trucks that want to be there. And so it's about creating a process for people to vend and to be there. And so we've been doing that, and we've been tracking it. Watchers are something that we have at the town hall, so that whenever there are events, we have someone, preferably someone that lives in town, come here and pretty much just oversee, make sure that people aren't abusing our property, that everything is being done correctly, there aren't any holes in the wall, people are disposing of their trash. And so when we talk about watchers, this is open to anyone. So anyone that is interested in coming and becoming a watcher, I think it's $25 an hour, something like that. Please call the town hall and sign up to be a watcher. We want to make sure that everyone that lives in town has an opportunity to do this. If this is something that you want to make a little bit of side income, you're welcome to do that here at the town hall. In regards to initiatives and projects, we're continuing to go through the charter. We still have the connected devices program going on, which is the Chromebooks that we received through a collaboration with Bladensburg and the Port Towns to distribute laptops to low-income families. And as I mentioned before, we're working on work priorities with the new council. We have the MML Summer Conference and we have the retreat that's coming up. Some of the upcoming events, as I mentioned before, on the 13th of June, we're having a Schools Out celebration with a foam party, which should be a lot of fun. On June 15th, we're going to have a Father's Day movie in the park, and it's going to be at Blues Park, which is right off of Newton. And I'm inviting all the dads to come out. We're going to watch Kung Fu Panda Part 4, and we'll have snacks, and it's going to be a nice evening. On Juneteenth, which is June 19th, we're going to be coordinating an event on the Laracy lot. So we'll have music, we'll have food, and it's just a great event to celebrate our culture. On July 5th, so the Bladensburg Waterfront fireworks is actually taking place on July 5th. The town of Colmar Manor, along with the American Legion in town, will be hosting a celebration in their parking lot. So we'll be, they will be selling wine and beer, and we'll have food. I think we're going to have a water slide. So at that location where the Robert Yost Park is, that is going to be redeveloped, in the parking lot, we're going to have a really nice celebration. And then you can walk up the ramp and watch the fireworks on the Colmar Manor side, or you can just walk over to the Bladensburg waterfront, whatever you prefer. But we'll be having that celebration at the American Legion. And then here, if you can see it on the screen, are some pictures of what we've been up to. So on the top, you see the new council. This was the day that they got sworn in. On the lower picture is the previous council. Each council member received a key to the town. So that was them. This picture here, there are a couple of events that have been. It's been a busy time. Edmonston celebrated their 100-year anniversary. For Memorial Day, we went to the Peace Cross, and the Colmar Manor American Legion had not a celebration, but a ceremony there. On the lower left-hand side, you'll see Baller Tykes. So Baller Tykes is a group that has been here at the town hall for the past year and a half, and they teach basketball skills to kids from the age of 2 to 6. So they teach them how to dribble, they read a book, they have a snack, and it's really cute. If you haven't come to see them, or if you're interested in participating, just give the town hall a call. But it's a really nice program for kids. On the lower right-hand side, the Chair Ivy, along with Councilmember Juanica Fisher, hosted a celebration for AAPI Month, which is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and they presented our former Councilmember Melinda Mendoza with a little recognition, and that was a really nice event as well. And here are some pictures from the anniversaries of our neighboring towns, Edmonston, who just celebrated 100 years, and the town of North Brentwood that also celebrated 100 years. So this is all just to remind people that we should be thinking about what we're going to do for our 100-year celebration. So we got incorporated in 1927. So we're only 3 years away from turning 100 years old. So soon it'll be our turn, and we should start thinking about what we want to do to celebrate our town. Here's a picture of the Pride flag raising that we had. We also have a new rec coordinator. His name is Eduardo. What's his last name? Ortiz, Eduardo Ortiz. So, Martinez, sorry. So you might see him, he might come around knocking on doors we have this town hall and we have a gym. And so we want to make sure that we have programs in place and we have staff in place so that if your children want to come here and use the gym, there's someone here. And if you want to come and use the gym, come and use the town hall. This is your town hall. So keep an eye out for Eduardo. He might be doing some exciting things in regards to basketball, soccer, volleyball, and other activities. And then these are photos from the Larry Spark event. Yeah. So they gifted us with a bench, and we have a little piece of artwork here that we can color in as a community. But again, this is just to show you the possibilities of what can happen on that lot. And it's not the only location that needs to be redeveloped, but this is the one place where we have money to do something with. So if you have ideas, if you have comments, if you want to get a copy of the rendering of what that could look like, just contact the town hall, speak to Greg, any of the council people. If they don't have the information, we'll give it to them. So make sure to come and talk to us. And then finally, don't forget that we have the indoor summer playgrounds. So in the summertime, we have a summer camp for kids ages 6 through 12. It starts on the 24th of June and it goes through to the 2nd of August. So it goes on for about a month and a half. It's $100 per child. If you have any issues paying that, please call the town hall. They also have a program that helps low income families, but please take advantage of this. It's right in your backyard. The kids come, they have a great time. They do lots of activities. My daughter's enrolled, so make sure to come to that. One thing that I didn't add to this, yeah, I didn't add. We're going to start some English classes again. So for anyone that's interested in taking English classes, we're going to be starting them up hopefully around the 18th of June. I know that there's also interest in Spanish classes. If you are interested in Spanish classes, please contact the town hall. Please email me. Please contact Greg. Let any of your council people know. We cannot coordinate these programs and execute them if there is no interest. Then it's a waste of time and a waste of money. So if you are interested in taking Spanish classes, please let us know. We're in the process of finding an instructor to help with that. So with that being said, I'd like to go ahead and turn it over to the council reports. So first up is Ward 1.
Hello. I don't have anything much to report besides letting you guys know that as the new council, we've been working together diligently over the last few weeks. One thing that I think is important to note is that one of your council persons suggested that we open up the floor for the residents for 1 minute during debate of a new resolution, and it was unanimously accepted and approved. So that's just one way that I would like to highlight us hearing some concerns and us as a council addressing it as a team to let you know that as we move forward, we will consider everything that you guys put before us. With the codification of the codes, if you guys have any concerns that you would like to see us address, I would recommend sending us an email so then that way we can address it as a council. We can deliberate. It may not change anything in terms of the code being any different, but I think it would be a good discussion for us to have and hear your concerns across the community. So we have a working calendar that will be published at some point, and you'll be able to track our progress throughout our tenure here serving you guys. Also, I wanted to highlight on the third Thursday of the month, there will be neighborhood watch meetings. Miss Blue is our captain for neighborhood watch at this time. And I believe Chief will be putting out more information, correct?
Yes, it's 7 o'clock, third Thursday, tentatively at the old car wash lot at 43rd and Newark. That's subject to change depending on weather.
Yeah. So as the town develops what this is going to look like over the next year, over the term of, well, this is something that will long live each of our terms. We'll communicate that to you guys and finding out the best ways to communicate and for you guys to be involved with the town. And that's where the Citizens Academy comes in. Next year or whenever the next cohort of Citizens Academy comes about, I think it's a great idea for our young people to be involved. I think the youngest person I saw at the Citizens Academy was maybe 14, 15 or so. And the oldest person, I believe I heard she was 90, right? And so there was a vast disparity between age groups. So the more we can get involved with things like that, it will only benefit us as a community. How to interact in our community, who to report things to, what to look for, what are signs, et cetera, et cetera. So there'll be more to follow on that. And that's all I have for now. I look forward to seeing you guys next month.
Thank you. Ward 2?
Is this on? No, it's on. Okay. First of all, I want to thank all of you who turned out for the Literacy Spark Day. I mean, we're proud of our community spirit, and there were a lot of people there. So a week before that, I went to the Brentwood Festival where I met the owner of TTY Boxing and Fitness. Is anyone here familiar with that? It's on Volta Avenue in Brentwood. And it turns out that it is a small world because guess what? The owner of the TTY Boxing and Fitness, he's my colleague. He works for the same company I do in the same office. I didn't even meet him before that. He is very, very enamored with our community center. He told me about a year or so ago, he had a boxing event here and he loves our facilities. So he's really interested in, he suggested senior boxing. So I looked at him, I said, I'm 61, I'm overweight. What is the senior boxing? He said it's perfect. And I met a man in his 70s who did it, and he said it was wonderful and it helped his health. But just so you know, TTY Boxing and Fitness, it's a boxing place located at 4010 Volta Avenue in Brentwood, and it goes from all ages, all ages. But I was thinking about maybe having a senior boxing class here, but I have to see what the community wants and doesn't want. If you're interested, it's just a suggestion. Then I also met Edwin L. Roan, a community outreach specialist from Employ, Prince George's County. So Greg let me know that the town of Colmar Manor is currently working on a project with them involving the creation of a computer lab in order to facilitate and meet the needs of the people of Colmar Manor. And our town mayor and staff are pursuing ways to help our community, which I find really exciting. So I don't have to reinvent the wheel, but going to these events, you get to meet people. So at our Literacy Park event, I spoke with people at Eco City Farms. If anyone went to the event, they had a great booth. And they let me know that our garden club here at Colmar Manor, they're interested in collaborating with the Eco City Farms, and they're going to try to create a chef culinary program. And that sounds really delicious. All right, so this is also something we can look forward to. And then as my fellow council member pointed out, we had a meeting yesterday, and I did make two motions, my first two motions of my term. And the first motion would be that council members would have 5-minute time slots to speak on each subject during a work session. So I believe this allows meetings to move forward without putting a burden on the chair to make it move forward. I suggested that because my very first meeting lasted until 11 p.m., which I thought was a little much. Then my other second motion was I thought that constituents would have 3 minutes each to speak after the mayor and council comment and just before a vote, each time there's a vote. Then my colleague amended that to make it from 3 minutes to 1 minute. but at least we get to hear from everyone before a vote is taken. And then another thing, I plan on researching how better to market this place. This community center can be a venue, and it can generate income and revenue for the town. And the cost of marketing, I'd have to research that to see if we could afford that. But if you could market correctly, spoken like a real estate agent like I am, but if you could market this, it could really generate revenue. And this is a great place. It's located right near the DC border, near, the other ports towns, near I think we can actually, people rent this venue, but I think it's a hidden gem. Just like you don't want to be a hidden agent, you don't want to be a hidden gem. A lot of people just don't know this exists. And if they do, and there's a demand for it, well, then we could increase our price and increase our revenue more for the people of Colmar Manor. That's what what I hope to do going forward. That's one of my projects. And of course, I gave everyone my phone number. If you don't have it, ask me. You have suggestions, just reach out. I have an email, I have a phone number. So just let me know. But so far, that's what I've done since I've been council member for what, 2 weeks? So hope to hear from everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, Ward 3.
Good evening, everyone. I have just a few items to go over. The first, it is June, which is Pride Month, and so I want to say a very happy Pride to everyone. As a member of the queer community, it means a great deal to me to see any ways that we're able to advocate for and celebrate that community. So the town holding a flag raising and the flags I've seen around town, both here at Town Hall and at individual residents' homes, means a great deal to me. In the years to come, I hope to see us continue to expand on what we're able to do to recognize and celebrate that community of individuals. As well, there are many events and activities going on around the area. This past weekend, DC held the majority of its major Pride events. This upcoming weekend on Saturday, Mount Rainier will be holding its Pride Parade. That will be happening on 34th Street primarily, over near the Mount Rainier traffic circle just before Eastern Avenue. And so I encourage anyone to come out. This is incredibly important and near and dear to me, because the fact is that there are many issues and many struggles related to the LGBTQIA plus community. It can be quite a bit to keep everyone inclusive, but rights are under attack every day in many parts of this country and around the world. And so it is critical that we support and uplift each other, that we recognize and celebrate our diversity and our differences, and that we ensure that everyone feels safe and welcome in our communities. So I'm grateful for all that the town has done. I'm grateful for what surrounding towns are doing, and I look forward to seeing that continue to increase and expand. The second item is, in addition to all of the work we're doing here with our town council, I've also been meeting with a number of other councils in neighboring municipalities. I had come as a resident before the previous town council to ask for the town to pass a resolution affirming support for a ceasefire in Gaza. I was extremely grateful that the mayor and some of the town council members voted in favor of that and passed that resolution. Again, it is critical in this day and age, and in all days and ages, that we uplift and support and make welcome all members of our community. And I have seen other towns now pass resolutions. Just last night, I was on the phone and had the pleasure of hearing the town of Riverdale Park unanimously pass a similar resolution. The towns of Brentwood, the city of College Park have also passed resolutions. We followed in the moral clarity and guidance of the town of Cheverly. The town of Mount Rainier and the city of New Carrollton are currently under discussion and reviewing possible resolutions. And this means a great deal as well. There is a lot of pain going on in the world, and it's important that we do what we can to alleviate that and to make sure that we are advocating for justice and liberation for all people. The last item, we have the Maryland Municipal League Conference coming up in just a couple weeks' time. I want to thank the town residents for this opportunity, because it is only by virtue of the town residents that this government even exists and that we are allowed to conduct any activities. I am very grateful for the opportunity to go to this conference. I'm grateful for all the work that we've already been doing as a council and that we'll continue to do. I hope that I will be able to bring back lessons and information and experience to continue to work for and advocate for you, the town residents of Colmar Manor. I've been the culprit behind some of these additional meetings the town council has had, and I hope that there are no hard feelings for the additional work I'm creating for us, but we've already had several very productive conversations. We are at the very, very outset of our 4-year term. We do not have all the answers now, but we are doing everything we can to get up to speed as quickly as possible, to act as efficiently as possible, and to act in the interests of the town residents. And we thank you very much for your patience and for your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ward 4.
Well, I don't have much to say right now, but I know I want to talk to Gray and Monica about a group that I find out, and they just specialized with girls. So I want to see if we can bring them here so they can we can start a group just for teenagers, girl, and maybe boys. I'm not exactly sure yet. But right now. I'm talking with a person and see if we can do something. I don't have anything much. I don't have nothing much to say.
All right, I just want to say to the council, woo, hello. Thank you for everything that you've been doing so far. And it's okay with the added meetings if that's what you need and if it helps us work as a team and it helps you do your job well, then we do what we need to do to make that happen. But I just want to thank you for the questions, for your openness. And I'm just excited to have you guys all on board, even now with your updates. You know, I'm just I'm impressed. So thank you very much for all of the dedication that you've put in so far. And I can tell you all are very excited. So thank you very much. So now we'll go ahead and open it up to resident comments. Before we open it up to resident comments, our town clerk slash treasurer will be the timekeeper. So if you would like to say anything, you can raise your hand on Zoom and you will be called on. Please give your name and the street that you live on. You will only be given 3 minutes. And same thing, if you're here in person, just come up to the podium, say your name, street that you live on, and again, you have 3 minutes. And as I mentioned before, Mr. Baden is going to be the timekeeper, and he'll keep us on track. Thank you. So Gloria, if you want to unmute, you can go ahead. After that, we have a gentleman here in person that will speak. And then after that, I see that Ms. Lee has her hand up. So Gloria, do you want to unmute? Okay, Gloria, we'll come back to you. So, go ahead.
Yes, good evening, everybody. I have something to say because I have,
Excuse me, if you state your name and what block you live on in the city.
okay. My name is Mr. Parry. I live on 3411 41st Avenue. And the thing I want to say is that it's about pets. I don't have no problem with pets. I love pets. But one thing I noticed that when people walk their dogs, it's not on a leash. And when the dog, I don't mind dog running my compound. I have nothing with that. But when they defecate, they have to pick it up. This is not the first time, not the second time. So it gives me a burden to have to keep cleaning up. Even though when you walk at the park, Like you go into the waterfront, you see people walking with the dog, not on a leash. Some of them are huge dog. They're not on a leash. I understand the law. You have to put your dog on a leash. I mean, you might think the dog is not harmful. Animal is an animal. They can trigger one day and attack somebody. Put your dog on the leash. You can have your dog play in my yard. I have no problem. But when they do their stuff, you pick it up. It's the law. You walk up the street, you see a plastic bag. You pick it up. And the other thing again is that we have problem with our internet cable. The large trucks, when they go through the street, they pull it down. If that happened now to us twice, we have to keep calling Verizon to keep repairing it. I mean, I don't know if they come the third time, they're going to charge us to fix it. But that's the problem we have, especially with the dog. As a matter of fact, one of my neighbor cuts somebody walking their dog. The dog do their stuff, they walk away. Luckily, she walk outside. She asked the dog, the owner, are you going to pick it up? She said, oh, I forget my bag. Are you going to walk a dog without your bag? You know the law. And it's a big problem. I don't, like I said, I don't have no problem with your pets, not at all. The dog can roam around the yard all they want, but pick it up and keep your dog on a leash. That's all I have to say. It's in a yard twice now. And I sometimes come and walk late at night. I don't even walking on something just sticking right into my house. So, I mean, if they can have their dog on a leash, or when the dog do stop, they pick it up, I have no problem. I've been in this neighborhood almost like 23 years. Yeah, so I know your neighborhood quite well.
Thank you. And also always make sure if it's a continuing issue, call the town hall.
Okay.
Just call us. This is as a reminder for anyone that has pets, we have the pet waste stations, and there are bags there. And soon we'll be distributing some more bags with a little like baggie holder. I have a dog myself, so just please make sure to pick up after your dog. But thank you for bringing this up to our attention. So next up is Miss Lee.
Oh, okay. Hi. Walicia Lee, 3407 43rd Avenue. Couple of questions. In trying to,
Lee, because we can't hear you here in the
sure.
town hall. So just hold your thoughts. Okay, do you want to try talking again, Miss Lee?
Okay, sure. Can you hear me? No. Can you hear me?
Excuse me, while we're waiting, may I ask a question? I want to ask a question, Tim. Do you have any suggestions?
Sorry, so if you want, come back up to the mic, but we prefer not like the crosstalk like this. But while we're waiting.
My suggestion is to send another letter to the residents that live in the community. Let them know what's the laws of the city is. Like you said, they have a bag, and I saw those bags several times. And those bags, those places are full with bags. So they can't tell me they don't have a bag with them. Just send a letter, hey, if you walk your dog, put them on a leash. If they do them, I mean, after they do their thing, you pick it up. That's it. Like I said, I have no problem with your pet. I'm a pet person, even though I don't have a pet, but I'm a pet person. Your dog can roam free in my yard, that's fine. When they do their thing, just pick it up. That's all.
Yes, and thank you very much again for bringing that up to our attention. Just definitely make sure to call a town. If you know that it's a particular house or that it's someone, call us and let us know. Yeah, is there anyone else here, here now that would like to come up and say something? Okay, so we're still waiting to get the sound issue, sorted. All right, can you go ahead and try now, Ms. Lee?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. Walicia Lee, 3407 43rd Avenue. Okay, quick couple of questions. The budget that for the funds that were in questioning, I see that we did a motion to move the funds, the original set of funds. I forgot the amount. So generally when you remove funds from the opera, the budget, I forgot what group of money was indicated by Council Phillip. Do you not have to do another motion to remove the funds when it comes to that? And then there are street lights out on and they've been out. I called to the town hall maybe about 2 months ago. So that has not been corrected. So I want to know what is the protocol as it pertains to that.
So in regards to the funds, I'm gonna ask that you, unless you want to take this question, Mr. Baden.
Yeah, I think it's a general question. Whenever we move funds around, you have to designate a line item from which the funds are taken from and where they are going to. So every motion that is made for a budget adjustment has that included.
And in regards to the streetlights that are out, have you called, I think you did say that you called the town. Go ahead, Mr. Holcomb.
Yeah, I do recall, we did receive a call, it was a couple months ago. Pepco had reported that they were fixed, so I will have to check into that.
So we'll go ahead and get back to you, Ms. Lee.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else?
On the note of Pepco, I'll send an email, but the chargers, I think we have 6 chargers. They've been out for quite some time.
Yes, your wife stopped by and had a conversation today. Thank you.
That's why it just dawned on me because we've been going.
Yeah. No, that I was very happy because that's not something that we normally check because I don't have a card charge there. And so that was actually very interesting to find out. But I've reached out to Pepco directly. They installed the chargers, but Shell does operate them. So I'm trying to find out if there's a better contact to Shell through Pepco that they can help us with.
So Miss Gloria, do you still want to ask your question? Your hand is still up and I know that you didn't unmute yourself before.
Sí, buenas tardes. Yo vivo aquí en el 3413 de la 40 Avenue y tengo 2 preguntas. La primera, ¿pueden hacer algo con las motos que están ahorita en nuestra área? Porque realmente a mí ya 2 veces se me han cerrado de una manera que como buscando que uno los golpee. Y he visto que a otras personas también les han hecho eso. Y la segunda pregunta es, ¿qué piensan hacer sobre la quema clandestina de cohetes en las fiestas patrias? Porque después de que termina todo lo bonito que hacen aquí quemando cohetes, empiezan a quemar los vecinos y ya hasta 10, 11 de la noche, que ya no es adecuado porque los niños no pueden dormir y las mascotas sufren bastante.
¿Me puede repetir lo que dijo en la segunda pregunta? No la entendí.
She's saying that after the firework, there's some people, after we finish that, there's some still people doing the firework after hours. So if we can do something about it.
So I'll go ahead and just translate very quickly her 2 questions. So the first one was, she wanted to ask if there's anything that we can do in regards to the motorcycles and mopeds that are in town. and that on several occasions, they've been very close to hitting her. So that's one question in regards to the motorcycles and the mopeds in town. The second question was in regards to the 4th of July, that is there anything that can be done after the fireworks display at the waterfront is done and over, because people will still be, setting off fireworks and whatnot. So in regards to the first question, I do believe that motorcycles, mopeds, ATVs have become an issue in our town. And so more than happy to add it to our work priorities, because over the summer, for some reason, it's not just in our community, but in the region, in DC, in Maryland, Virginia, the sales and the registrations of these mopeds have gone up. They've I think doubled, at least from what I heard on the news. And there is legislation that's happening in DC. In regards to here in our community, I've seen a lot of ATVs driving down the street and on sidewalks. We've received complaints from different people that complain about this. So I think this is something that we should definitely look into. And this is part of our work in regards to the codification and our codes. So that's something that we can definitely work on. And then in regards to the fireworks, please be aware that fireworks are illegal. They are illegal in Prince George's County. There's nothing that we can do per se, because we don't, if we see it, obviously we can, please call the police. If you see someone lighting off fireworks in front of their house, or if you live next door to someone that's doing this, call the police. The caveat to that, though, is that everyone on the 4th of July, I hope this isn't the case, but fireworks are going to be going off on the 4th of July. So the best that we can do in our community is, if you see it, call the police and report it, because we can possibly do something in our community. But we need to be made aware of this. And part of that has been communicating to the town through our newsletter that fireworks are illegal. Also in that newsletter, I've put in some information in regards to music. I'm all about having a good time and having celebrations in your home, but please be respectful of your neighbors. I recently went on a walk with my dog a couple days ago, and there was a family that was playing really loud music, loud that I could hear it a block away, hard, pounding, bassful music. And that's not being respectful to your neighbors at all. So please be mindful of the music that you play, how loud it is. There's nothing wrong with celebrating. As a matter of fact, you should invite your neighbors when you're celebrating something, but be mindful of the noise and the music and the noise ordinance.
Can I ask, Greg, do we know if that Maryland moped registration thing passed yet? Sorry.
No, I do not know.
All right, I'll ask that because I think, to her point, if it has passed, then we don't need to do anything extra to enforce that. If we know of like neighbors parking mopeds in front of their home, that can be easily enforced by the police. And then second thing, I'm not quite sure what's in the news. I haven't seen it, obviously, but is there like fireworks safety things in the newspaper?
No, it's just do not light off fireworks. There's no fireworks safety, because you shouldn't be having fireworks.
Well, the fact is, it's going to happen, whether it's DC right over the line or here. So something I'll look into before our next meeting is fireworks safe, like what we can do to protect ourselves. I think this would be something that can fall in line of like neighborhood watch type of dispersing information about this stuff. But you're right on point. If you see something, say something. So.
May I add something? Many years ago, just so you know, because I know this is going to involve Colmar Manor Park somehow. But when I live at 339 40th Place, so my backyard gives way to the park. And they used to always, this is many years ago, thank goodness it doesn't happen anymore. They would set cars on fire there. And so, of course, I called the fire department, but just so you know, We have Colmar Manor Police. That's not the same. The park is park. There's a different phone number. I have it on speed dial on my phone. I would suggest that you also have the park police on speed dial because, right, chief? I mean, isn't it separate? I mean, there's a separation between Colmar Manor and the park, just so you know. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other people either here in person or online that would like to make a comment? Okay, so if there are no other people, we'll go ahead and move on to the next agenda items. Next on and thank you everyone for your comments. We take all of your comments seriously, and we look into all of the comments. And as you can tell, you have a very attentive council. So feel free to please call the town hall. Please call the police. And any other questions on anything, feel free to contact any one of us. And thank you again for all your comments. So next up on the agenda is our action section, number 10. So under new business, I had proposed at the beginning of the meeting to request a motion to take our summer break for the month of August. So the summer break for the month of August means that we would have no town meetings, no public town hall meetings. We've done this for the past 2 years. And when something comes up that is something urgent that we need to talk about, we do call them. But for the most part, there would not be any town meetings. It gives us all chance to rest, catch up, educate ourselves, all that good stuff. And then for the past 2 years as well, for our town front office staff, we've been giving them a week off, and that's usually the week of Christmas. So this year, that would be the week of the 23rd of December. So the main office would be closed on the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th. We've been doing this successfully for the past 2 years, and this is a thank you to the staff, but it gives them time to spend with their family. And it's something that really everyone should be adopting, and it doesn't have to be over Christmas, but we should think through how we provide breaks to people when it comes to like employment in general in the US. So this is my way of doing it here in our town hall. So I'd like to request, so it's 2 motions. So the first motion that I would like to request is a motion to have a summer break for the month of August for the council.
Before that motion, I do just want to make a comment. This was raised in a previous meeting that we would like to do unfinished business before new business. I think it makes more sense.
You didn't change the rules, so when we discussed changing the council rules have unfinished business or new business before the unfinished business.
So then we just need to make like a motion for that in our next work session or something. Got it. Okay. I would like to make the motion to introduce this summer and winter break as new business to the agenda. Is that the motion?
No, so the motion is just to have our summer break for the month of August. That's it.
Got it. Then yes, Councilmember Philip Emirates, I'd like to make the motion that we set the month of August as our summer recess.
Randy Roca, second motion.
So I'd like to go ahead and open it up now for discussion.
So if it's recess, we are not having working groups, and we're not going to have a working group in August.
So the way that it works is that we do not have any public meetings. However, if there is something that you all would like to discuss or have a meeting about, then we can call those meetings. But it would be our summer break for the month of August.
Okay, I understand.
Is there any other discussion? Okay, if there is no other discussion, As mentioned earlier on, we voted on our council rules where we provide a minute to anyone that would like to give any type of comment in regards to this particular item of business before we vote on it. So if there's any public comment, please raise your hand or just come up to the mic on this topic only. Okay, so if there is no comment, then I'll go ahead and call a vote. So I'll do a roll call vote. So Ward 1,
TJ Jenkins, aye.
Allison Pages, aye.
sorry, Ward 2,
Oh, sorry. Allison Pages, aye.
Ward 3,
Philip Emirates, aye.
Ward 4,
Fanny Roque, aye.
Mayor votes aye. Thank you very much for the summer break. So now I'd like to request a motion to take the week of the 23rd of December to the 27th of December, closing our front office. New Year's Eve is on the 31st. Well, let's do this first and then we can discuss this, but at least for now, let's just do this one. So I'd like to go ahead and request a motion to take the week of the 23rd of December to the 27th of December, close the front office for that week.
Ward 2, Allison Pages, I move to close the front office from the week between Christmas and New Year's. 23rd to the December 23rd, 2024 to December 27th, 2024.
Councilmember Philip Emirates, I'll second that motion.
Okay, so I'll open this up for discussion.
Do we want to table it so that that date, those days can possibly be extended into the new year? Or do we want to amend, like, I think it's worth discussing because the new year is the next week. So they have off, we have off anyway, the 31st or the 1st or something.
So that's why I was asking, because the last 2 years we've done, it's just the Christmas hasn't fallen quite where it's at, but we've done the, at least Christmas Eve through New Year's Day.
So at least we can table it to the retreat. We could talk about it and see what makes sense, a skeleton crew or whatever that looks like.
I wouldn't table it because it's something that we've done before. But I would, if it's something that we want to do, extend it up until the 2nd of January, then we can amend it to that.
Yes.
I just don't know what makes sense for your office. Greg, Greg, what makes sense to the town? I don't know.
I mean, some of those days are already holidays. So, so it's not that we're giving off full weeks of time. And it is a very light time of the year up front.
So are you suggesting that we do from the 23rd to the 2nd of January?
Or the 23rd to the 3rd. I mean, it's Friday, you're coming in on Friday. And what does that look like in terms of like support for the town?
So for me, I feel comfortable from the 23rd to the 27th. You come in on the 30th, you catch up on anything, just a quick check-in, make sure that everything is fine. The 31st, maybe we make it a half a day. They're off on Wednesday, come back to work on the 2nd.
The current holidays are New Year's Day and Christmas Day. Those are the only official holidays. And one other thing to consider financially, when you're closing the office, it then becomes a holiday. So anyone who works on those holidays gets paid time and a half, which would be basically all of the police officers that work during that period that you close will be getting paid overtime.
That is a good point.
Double time.
We don't.
Yeah, so this is what we've done for the past 2 years. So for me, I'd say keep the 23rd to the 27th. They come in on the 30th, they come in on the 31st, they're off on the 1st, they come back on the 2nd, they come back on the 3rd. So I feel comfortable with just the 23rd to the 27th.
Allison Pages, Ward 2, I move to
Yeah, so let's go ahead and take a vote unless there's further conversation. Oh, sorry, so we have to open up, yeah. All right, so I'll open it up to anyone that's here or anyone that's online. You have a minute to provide any feedback on this. Okay, so there's no one that has stepped up, so I'll go ahead and take a roll call vote. So Ward 1,
TJ Jenkins, I tried to give you more, but
Ward 2,
Allison Pages, Ward 2I.
Ward 3,
Philip Emirates, aye.
Ward 4.
Fanny Roque, aye.
Okay, Mayor votes aye. All right, so now we are going into unfinished business, which is the ordinance 003-2024 codification. I'll turn it over to our town administrator.
Thank you. Just as a reminder for everyone in the public, the codification process has been going on for roughly 2 years. This process is a review of all our ordinances that have already passed, going back to 2008, which is the last time the codification happened. The only major changes, but the codification process reviews our codes against county, state, federal codes, and the building codes. They find inconsistencies within the code itself. So if there are sections of the code that conflicted with other sections of the code because of just time and changing of ordinances, they address those issues as well. The only major addition that was added was changing our ethics code that was on the books to the state's standard ethics code for municipalities. And so the request is that the council pass the ordinance. So the motion would be to adopt ordinance O-03-2024.
Councilmember Philip Emirates, Ward 3. I'll make that motion as stated to accept the ordinance O-03-2024 codification.
Councilmember Allison Pages, Ward 2, I second the motion.
So I'll go ahead and open it up for discussion.
I think it's important to note, sir, as types of comments that, sorry, I'm not going to crosstalk. I'm not talking to you. I think it's important to note that as residents come to meetings or send us emails or talk to us on the street, that the process that the mayor and the council and the town administrator, along with the town administrator and other staff, we will take those things back to our working session and review the code to see if those types of things make sense. I'm quite sure that it's already in there somewhere, but how do we enforce those things will be part of our goal moving forward. So with that, I am in support of the codification of the town code with the understanding that as the council, we will revisit the code on a continuous basis to be determined during our working sessions and adjust accordingly.
Thank you for saying that, Councilmember Jenkins. So this motion to pass the ordinance, the code, or the codification doesn't mean that this is it. Like, we're not going to discuss anything. We're not going to change anything. It's just bringing us up to, what do you call that? Up to standard, up to code. So it's bringing us up to a place that we can now actually work off of to address issues. And one of the things that was brought to our attention from our code enforcement officer in our work session was that Bowie reviews their codes on a quarterly basis. They pick a section of the code and they discuss it and they review it, and it's ongoing work. So I think that that's an awesome idea, and I feel like the council is on board with that too. So we're adding it to our work schedule, and this is the way that we're going to function, so that we're not piecemealing things as they come up. We're actually, the code is a living document that gets reviewed continuously, same way that we have our charter review every 10 years. It sounds like how we're moving for the years to come is to review this code and visit it often, not just have it be a dormant document that we only refer to when we get pissed off about a parking ticket. So that's where we're going with that. According to the council rules, we'll now open it up for, oh yeah, go ahead.
And just for clarity, I just want my position to be clear. As we review this, as it's an ongoing process, my goal is not to just add things to the code. If we come across things that, if I come across things that don't make sense, I will introduce it as such and see if there's a way to see if it makes sense to remove some things from the code. I am not a fan of the government regulating our being, regulating our house, outside of health and safety, et cetera, et cetera. So if there's opportunities to remove some things because it's found somewhere else, I'm a fan of that also. So my goal is not to just have a 1,000-page code book.
Are there any other council members that would like to make comments before I open it up to residents? Okay, so we'll go ahead and open it up to residents. You have 1 minute. Anyone who is either here in person or online, just raise your hand. Please don't forget, give your name, street you live on, and keep it to the topic, and you have a minute. So Ms. Dixon, go ahead.
Ms. Dixon, Newark Road. Just a quick question on the piece, Greg, that you mentioned was different. Can you give a quick summary on what the ethics piece was that you mentioned was the only thing that was different or might be new?
Yes, the ethics section replaces the current ethics section, and it is the state standard for municipalities across the state of Maryland. At one point in time, it's similar to what we have. It has an ethics commission, but it does clarify more of the what needs to be reported financially by the elected officials and staff members. At one time, small municipalities did not have to adopt this section. That has changed, and so this just brings us up to a state standard with everyone else.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions from residents? Anyone here in person? Okay, since there are none, I'll go ahead and take a roll call vote. Ward 1?
I vote yes for the codification.
Ward 2?
Ward 2, Allison Pages, I vote yes to the codification.
Ward 3?
Philip Emirates, aye.
Ward 4?
Fanny Roque, aye.
Mayor votes aye. So the ayes have it. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for tonight's agenda. Please don't forget, be safe with the 4th of July. Take a look at the website. Take a look at the newsletter. You have any questions, any concerns, call the town hall. Your council is also available to, if you have any questions or concerns. We are always available to take your calls, comments. Feel free to email us. And thank you very much. I'd like to now request a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Councilmember Philip Emirates, I'll make that motion as stated.
Councilmember Allison Pages, I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you very much, and thank you for a great meeting, council. Meeting is adjourned.